The return of titles most famous on-rail shmup, the latest Dodonpachi finally getting a release on modern consoles, a long-lost Mega Drive game that was completed and is getting a physical release. Hello Shmuposphere! I'm Felipe, owner of this channel and Shmups BR, and these are just some of the highlights of this edition of Shmup Drops November 2024. Stick around until the end of this video and you'll probably find something interesting here. And since we have plenty to cover, you already know how this works. If you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, consider becoming a member and share this content with your friends, it really helps us a lot. But before diving into the news, I think it's worth addressing something, which is the disappearance of Pixel, the character I introduced to present this channel in my behalf. Okay, I get it. Some of you guys just hate AI generated content, and I think it's fair enough. I thought I would be saving some time by using her, but anyway, it didn't land well, and message received, I'm back. So for now on, you have to get back to listening to me talking my kind of weird accent, and well, that's it. As you can see, now you know my name, you know I'm not AI generated, and I think we can get back to the Shmup news, right? Okay, that being said, let's dive in. Taito has always been a powerhouse in the shmup genre. From Space Invaders to modern classics, they have constantly delivered games that captivate fans like us. Occasionally, they revive forgotten gems, bringing them back into the spotlight. The latest title to receive this treatment is Night Striker, our beloved on-rail shmup first released in the arcades in 1989. This superscaler in the vein of Afterburner and Space Harrier stood out with its futuristic theme, feeling like piloting Blade Runner's flying car to the neon-lit skies, blasting everything in sight. While Night Striker saw ports to platforms like Sega CD, PlayStation and Sega Saturn, it never received an official sequel until now. In November 2024, Taito announced not one but two new projects tied to Night Striker, both developed by M2. The first, Operation Night Strikers, bundles the original Night Striker with Operation Wolf and will be released on PC via Steam exclusively. This package feels akin to Tuoplan's Arcade Garage collections, offering fans two iconic Taito titles into one. The second project, however, is Night Striker Gear, a true sequel. Not just a remix, this is a fully new game with completely redesigned visuals, 16:9 stages, and fresh environments. It's shaping up to be the most stunning superscaler ever. While there's no footage to share, Taito's commitment to innovation leaves us excited for its potential. Platform announcements are pending, but Taito's inclusive release strategy bodes well for all fans. Let's keep an eye out for more updates. This could be the revival we've been waiting for. It has just been announced that Dodonpachi Saidaioujou, the final shmup in the iconic Dodonpachi series, is coming to the Nintendo Switch. Originally released by Cave in the arcades in 2012 and later for the X360 in 2013, this game has not seen any other ports until now. However, before we get too excited, it's worth noting that, for the time being, the release is limited to the Japanese eShop, with no news of a physical edition or a Western launch. While it's thrilling to see this title back in the spotlight, there are some reasons to approach this with caution. The Xbox 360 version already suffered from significant input lag, and if the Switch port is based in that version and isn't well optimized for the console, which also lacks high processing power, the experience could be compromised. The port is being handled by Livewire and will be available on the Japanese eShop on December 2019, price 4,400 yen. Here's hoping this is a faithful port of the arcade versions and that it eventually makes its way to more powerful platforms like the PS4 or the Steam. For now, all we can do is wait and keep our fingers crossed. Another incredible release is coming to the Mega Drive, proving that the library of shmups for the Sega's legendary 16-bit console just keeps growing. P47-2 Freedom Star was originally developed by Jaleco, but was never released. Now, 35 years later, the game has been completed and will officially launch on physical media. Already listed on Amazon Japan, P47-2 Freedom Star will be available for purchase starting March 13, 2025. Judging by the videos shared so far, the game looks stunning and promises to be a standout addition to the Mega Drive's shmup library. For fans of the genre and collectors, this is a must-have release. Embracer Group revealed unexciting details in its interim report for July to September 2024. A game based on the classic arcade title Formation Z by Jaleco will be launched by Clear River Games. Although Clear River Games had not yet made an official announcement on social media or its websites, Inter's Information Z has been fueled by the recent projects from City Connection, the IP owner. Over the past years, two new versions were announced in Japan. The 2.5D reboot FZ Formation Z, developed by Granzella for PS5, Xbox Series XS and PC, and the 2D revival Final Formation, created by Happy Meal for Nintendo Switch and PC. The Embracer report mentions platforms like PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS and Switch, suggesting that the Western release will likely be the Granzella reboot. This assumption was confirmed by Clear River Games, though they did not comment on the platform discrepancies. A spokesperson from Clear River Games commented on the collaboration with City Connection, mentioning other planned releases such as the Ricky 8-bit game collection, Under Defeat, and the Omega 6 Triangle Stars in 2025, asking fans to stay tuned for more information about Formation Z. I mentioned a few months ago about Metal Cancer, a new shmup for the NES being developed by Banesaka. A demo of the game was released allowing players to play through only up to stage 2, but it gives a good taste of what's to come. In Metal Cancer, you pilot a crab-shaped spaceship facing enemies controlled by a powerful artificial intelligence. The game features 2 ships, 2 distinct routes, detailed graphics with smooth animation and uniquely designed enemies. Everything a classic shmup should have. As many NES shmups developed in Japan, Metal Cancer is expected to be released physically in the future, making it another title of interest for the collectors. When someone decides to create something inspired by Zanek, my radar immediately picks it up. And well, it was impossible not to notice Arondight, which I saw on Twitter in a very rudimentary stage in the past, but is now taking shape over time. The game appears to be a reinterpretation of Zanek for today's era, with a 16:9 aspect ratio and high-definition graphics. However, I don't know much about it at the moment, such as which platforms it will be released on, or whether it's just a development exercise. At least we have an idea of what a Zanek could look like if it were made in 2024. This week, D3 Enterprises brings a classic MSX shooter to the Egg console, a legendary title from Compile, company that developed Zanek, Alesti, The Guardian Legend and Musha. It's Guardic, a precursor of the famous The Guardian Legend released for the NES, known in Japan as Guardic Guiding. If you had an MSX like me, you probably spent a lot of time playing Guardic, which was a different and quite challenging shmup. In Guardic, players take control of a fighter trapped inside an enemy mothership. Unlike conventional shooters, the screen doesn't move continuously and you need to clear one area to proceed to another, choosing your own path. The highlight of the game is its power chip system. Pellets collected from the enemies serve as currency to buy upgrades before each stage, allowing the players to adjust speed, range, size and damage of their shots, among other power-ups. This means players must plan carefully which upgrades to buy, or even save up for the future, as each path offers its own strategies. Additionally, Guardic maintains Compile's tradition of creating labyrinth-linked games, providing strategic exploration and unique challenges. Oh, and prepare to die a lot, because the game is hard. Unlike many titles on the Egg console that focus on JRPGs, Guardic is entirely accessible to English speakers with no Japanese text. The game offers save states and digitized manual of the original version. Available on the Nintendo Switch eShop for $6.50 starting November 21st. This is an unmissable release for shmup fans and Compile game enthusiasts, standing out as a forgotten gem from the MSX era. Okay, let's talk about Earthion, shall we? Yeah, let's do it, because everything about this game is a bit confusing now. It started out as a Mega Drive title, then was announced for all home consoles, followed by a new version for the arcade, so hold on, let's clarify. First off, all these alternatives are true. Earthion is being released for Mega Drive and will be available on home consoles and Steam. What caused some confusion was the X-Arcadia version, recently announced, which will likely include extra content similar to all games released for it. It seems the first version to be released will be the Mega Drive one, which they are finishing up and will use as the base for the releases on consoles and Steam. After all that is launched, the X-Arcadia version will include something extra and will be exclusive to arcades, although that's not much of a concern since it's unavailable to 99% of the shmup community. The important thing is that yes, everyone will have a chance to play Earthion, which has been delayed to 2025. Not that much remains of 2024, but we still hope it will be released in the next year, right? I mentioned it a few months ago, but now the launch trailer is finally here. After 22 years since its debut, the iconic Platypus is back in a completely revitalized version. Developed by the Claymatic team, Platypus promises to bring the magic of the classic indie to the modern day. More than just a simple remaster, the game has been rebuilt from scratch with new models and art shot in 4K widescreen, adapted gameplay, new weapons and additional content. Set for release in 2025, this is a highly anticipated return for fans of arcade shooters.
Far in the future, Earth was attacked by unidentified aliens. Cities were reduced.
A cult classic title from the Super Famicom, Rendering Ranger R2 is set to make a new debut in 2025. Developed by Manfred Trenz, the creator of the acclaimed Turrican series, and published by Rainbow Arts, the game was originally released in 1995 exclusively in Japan, with only 10,000 copies printed. Initially planned to be released in the West as Targa, the game ended up becoming a coveted rarity among retro game collectors. Combining run-and-gun action with shmup elements, the game is considered one of the most technologically advanced titles ever seen on the Super Nintendo. Thanks to a partnership with Limited Run and the use of the Carbon engine for emulation, Rendering Ranger R2 Rewind will be digitally re-released in 2025. The new version will feature faithful emulation of both the original and the unreleased PAL version Targa, with modern features like progress saving and rewind. And now it's time for two updates about shmups I'm following the development. The first is that Interstellar Sentinel, developed by Uplifting Goat, is getting a Caravan mode. It will be released soon and should add even more content to the game that launched in August 2023. The other update is that Airanblade has finally been released on Steam and it's now available for purchase. The game was developed entirely by a single developer and features a True Tate mode, Caravan mode, as well with gameplay reminiscent of classics like Riding. The links for both games are in the video description if you are interested in supporting the scene or simply just want to acquire a shmup not published by companies that often exploit the developers.
Our upper shield conquest is lost.
Our beloved Under Defeat is about to receive an expanded version for modern consoles in 2025. Originally launched in arcades in 2005 and later for the Dreamcast in 2006 only in Japan, the game was given the HD version for the PS3 and Xbox 360 in 2012. Now City Connection and the team Takeoff, known for the ports of Akai Katana and Death Smiles 1 and 2, are working to bring Under Defeat HD to contemporary platforms including the Nintendo Switch, PS5, Xbox Series and PC. Set to launch in Japan on December 5th, the digital versions for PS5, PS4 and Switch will be priced at 3,098 yen, while standard physical editions will cost 4,960 yen. A limited edition called Black Box will include the game's original soundtrack, art book and exclusive interviews. Additionally, the new version will feature a new soundtrack composed by Shinji Hosoi, further elevating the audio experiences of this classic. The visual styles of Raimodula caught my attention, especially due to its unique and distinctive look, but it wasn't until I played the game that I truly understood what is this about. The standout feature of Raimodula is its random progression, ensuring that no two runs are ever the same. Each level introduces surprises from the new layouts to unexpected challenges, requiring you to constantly adapt your strategy. Raimodula is now available on Steam at a very reasonable price. If you enjoy platform shooters, it might be just for you. And that's it, Shmuposphere. These were the main updates for November. Thank you so much for watching the video all the way through. So, which do you prefer, me or Pixel presenting? Were you already aware of these updates? Are you developing a shmup and want it to feature here? Leave a message here or send me an email and I'll be happy to respond. And if you enjoyed what you see here today, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, consider becoming a channel member and support larger projects like the dossiers. And thank you so much for your attention. Peace out and bye.